Ms. Stevens.
Great. Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. And Madam Secretary, I realize you're in the cabinet with the president, and you're the first cabinet secretary I've been able to speak with this term. And if you could please pass along to the president that 55 tariff announcements in 100 days are killing us in Michigan. I know that the president came to Michigan to celebrate his first 100 days in office. I know this is outside technically the purview of your administration. We see hiring on hold. We see suppliers, small businesses. They are telling me today that operations are going to shut down. And certainly we then get the question of unemployment and job training and apprenticeship programs. Now, the Department of Education was passed into law in a close vote in 1979. 4 years prior to that, the House of Representatives signed into law the Investing in Disabilities Education Act, IDEA. We want to see special education fully funded in the United States of America. And Michigan, just as of 2023, missed out on $700 million in IDEA funding. I have worked so closely with my school districts all across my state, frankly, on the missing pieces of their budget from special education funding gaps. Can you speak to some of the changes that are going on in the administration or in your very agency right now, and if there is an opportunity for Michigan to access more special education dollars?
Well, as I testified to earlier, you know, the IDEA funding is going to continue, level funding going into the different states. Now, there are 6 programs that are going to be consolidated into a single stream funding that I think you could apply for in those states and help get the governor or the superintendent of education to direct more of those funds.
Yeah, and while I don't agree with the reckless language of shutting down the Department of Education and the dismantling and the job loss, and I know some of these individuals in Michigan who have lost their Department of Education jobs, we will gladly take every special education dollar that you can give us. And then, as you know, TRIO grants are grants that help low-income first-generation college, veteran, and disabled students who we care about so much apply and successfully complete college. And several schools in Michigan use TRIO grants to support students. So why did the administration decide to eliminate the TRIO grants program, and what's happening to that money?
Well, TRIO grants for the funding that's in place now are continuing for, for the balance of this fiscal year. They have been zeroed out in the next budget. What we found with TRIO and looking at, and hey, I think, I've heard testimony, I heard a couple of senators even yesterday say that they know people that benefited from TRIO, and I'm sure that there are many people who have, but there are other programs in place that would also help students who are now being benefited by TRIO. We also found out that the TRIO programs, you know, they've been put through with a lot of heavy lobbying, and the Department of Education really doesn't have the ability to go in and assess total accountability, and that's how it's written. Yeah.
Well, if that's the case too, we can look at expanding Pell, which many of us, support. We need to see Pell grant expanded. We obviously want to continue to that discussion with you and on the record. But with my remaining time, and as you are a cabinet secretary for the second time in a row in the administration of President Donald J. Trump, please just know we are competing with China. We are competing on a world stage, and a place where I am so privileged to call home is right in the middle of that competition. We need these engineering jobs. We need these apprenticeship programs. We certainly want to see our government function to the best of its ability and deliver the standards and dare I say, the efficiency that our taxpayers pay into. But when we see tax bills that are cutting investments in manufacturing, new manufacturing, 40 new plants in Michigan, when we are fighting for all the technology talent we can get, we need you to double down on this. We need your partnership. We would like to show this to you firsthand. I do a program called Manufacturing Monday. I visit hundreds of small businesses over and over and over again. I have real relationships with these people and the students who are in FIRST Robotics. And yes, Michigan has the largest number of FIRST Robotics teams, which we would also love to showcase to you and your office. But ma'am, please tell this president, slow down on what he is doing to autos, our manufacturing sector, and to consumer costs. Thank you, and I yield back, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, gentlelady. I recognize the gentleman